Mic on.
Hey, buenos dias, compadres. We're gonna get right into it, and that's the opening bell here on the day. Little happy today. I'll take you straight into the to the screen. And looks like last night in the aftermarket hours we hit a low of $9.76. Great time to buy for all my holders out there. Looks like we're up, opening the day at $10.80 here. This is exactly what we wanted to see. I kind of felt like this would happen. That we would get a good push if it got down where the price was tasty enough for you guys that you guys would gobble these shares up and push this thing back up. So could have been some hedgy short covering their shorts. Man, that first sip of coffee is really good. All right, so we're sitting currently at $10.85 here on AMC just to open up. And we had a nice big push from that low of $9.76 in the pre-market hours, which pushed us over. We're still holding. Let's see. I'll just zoom in real quick. Forgive my dogs here. So we got above this level of resistance here at $10.36, which we had from previous yesterday. If you let me zoom back out, you can see we bounced underneath that line once and just kind of trended down in the aftermarket hours of yesterday. Pre-market hours, we pushed right through that thing. We got one bounce right off of it and then just kept going up. We hit this next level of resistance and we're kind of trading above it now. So this looks like our nearest level of resistance is at $10.91. And it looks like we were getting rejected by that line. We traded just slightly above that for a couple minutes to the pre-market. So it looks like we're going to kind of consolidate around this area today, possibly even come back down and bounce up. Today, I expect to see a lot more volume on the day, on this Wednesday here. We'll go take a look over at GME. And GME didn't quite get the push back up. They did have earnings yesterday, and I don't think that they beat their fourth quarter earnings. So that kind of drove the price down in the afternoon, the aftermarket hours. And looks like they've got a nice little green candle here, followed by an upward red candle. So closed out a little bit on the second minute, but going back up. So looks like some good action over here on GME. And we'll just keep our eyes. And there we go. We got a notification that FSR hit below our alert of $19.03. Currently sitting at $19.07. We hit a low just a minute ago of $18.93. So in my opinion, for me personally, if I'm looking to buy into FSR, that's kind of the range. You can see it shot up quite quickly. We just barely touched that line here, and I guess I said this yesterday. I sure did. So again, we respected these old levels of support and just bounced right off of that line. So good time right now, in my opinion, to kind of buy. I don't think there's any news. This is a long-term hold for me. If I were going to purchase this, I don't quite know if there's going to be a swing trade opportunity or a scalp on it, but there's potential. Just keep your eyes on this one if you do look to invest in this. I think right now is probably a decent time to buy. If we go back out and look at the 180-day chart, we can see we were at this level before, so we could gap down substantially down to the $7 or $17 price point. So just be wary if you are looking to enter a position here on FSR that you could dramatically drop through the day today. So the market in a whole, take a look over here at SPY, and this is the S&P 500 ETF. Just kind of gives you an idea of how the market's doing as a whole. It looks like we're doing okay. A little bit up this morning from where we opened at. And if we look at yesterday, we reached a high of 393.46 on the day for yesterday, and then a low all the way down of 388. So we had quite the drop from the high all the way to the low of about only 1.2%, but 1.2% the entire market being down, not really what you would want to see. Taking a look back at AMC, looks like we got above that $11 mark. looking to make a run today. So I'm excited right now. This is good news for us. You know, if you were a little worried about yesterday, you shouldn't be concerned with the day-to-day volatility in the price on AMC. If you're holding this thing for long term, I entered this position thinking that it was going to be about a 6 month hold, maybe a little bit less, maybe 3-4 months. But so I don't really concern myself with the day-to-day movements here, other than when I'm looking at my options. And my options did take a beating yesterday. So let's see where we currently sit here. And actually currently down from yesterday, about 2 cents down. So I think I was sitting at 10 cents this morning, down 2 cents on the day. So not too bad, but my June 18th $40 strike price on AMC is up 8 cents on the day. So I'm still down overall about 50%, just under 50% here. So looking to make a run here with AMC. We got through, man, we pushed all the way through 2 levels of resistance, and looks like this may be setting a new level of resistance, and we can set this for the day. And we will see here, this 1120 will be a new level of resistance for the day. And I could probably get rid of this 1130 mark, but I'll leave it on here just to kind of see where what we're looking at. I'd like to see this thing push over $12 today, and then I'll dump my one of my contracts that I got ending on this Friday, a $16 strike. Potentially hold on to it till tomorrow, depending on what the volume looks like today. But if we see some nice volume today and I can get some of my capital back, I'll just dump that contract and take the loss. I'll take the L. So again, testing that level of resistance here at $11.20. And while this is playing out, let's take a quick look over at Fintel. And I'll just update this real quick to see if anything's changed. What I did notice is that our short volume ratio went down to 16% from 17% that it was currently sitting at yesterday, or previously sitting at yesterday. And our short shares availability has went up from 450,000 to 1.5 million in short share availability. But the good news is that we pushed up to 3.03% on the short borrow fee rate. So that's what we want to see. We want to see that fee rate go up. Means it's more risky for headies to short this thing. It's more costly for them to do so. And the higher that thing is, the more likely a squeeze potential is to play out. Don't like to see this short shares availability go up. Not sure how accurate this is, but you know, if we stay around this 1.5 and under, I'm okay with that for the next week or so. And looks like we're going to be trading sideways just for a few minutes here underneath $11.20. So let's take another look, the first look over at, let's go to TKAT and see what our NFT plays are doing this morning here. So finally dropping down. We hit a high of $74.11 yesterday, and we just kind of sold off and continue to sell off a little bit through the after hours and pre-market. So the only thing with this TKAT is there's not a lot of volume that pushes into this thing, but it is enough to create some volatility. So we'll keep our eye on this. This thing shot up so quickly that I just don't see any other. I mean, you see what's happening here. I mean, it shot up in 2 days, and it's gonna shoot back down in 1 day. So at least it's the way it looks for me. NFT plays are hot right now, so potentially this thing could balance out and kind of float above this 39.30 mark somewhere in here, and then start to consolidate. Take a look over at Rocket. Still holding the bag here. We're trading sideways, which is okay with me as long as we're not trending downwards, which we seem to be just slightly. But currently, for the last few days, we're trading sideways, and I'm okay with that. Currently getting a little bit of a push, bounce off this $23 mark. And we'll see if we can continue to trend upwards, but what we're going to need to see is more volume pushing into this this stock. Looks like our Sensonic is down for the day. Low between today and yesterday of $2.93. Currently sitting at about $2.94. Big push in volume at the second minute of opening market, up to about 374,000. And looks like it's not going to be doing too much, so a little slow here today. We'll take a look over at AT&T, ticker symbol T. I currently hold about 108 shares, average price of $28.98. Looks like I'm up about $120 net profit here, or net possible, or whatever you want to say. Net positive, I am up, and it looks like we are climbing here. Again, this one for me is a long-term hold because they have a dividend of about 7.1%. We'll just go take a look. Their dividend is about 7.23%, so almost 7.25, just under 7.25, depending on when you can get this, pick this thing up for. If you can pick it up for under sub 30, you might be able to find out that you get a dividend yield of about 7.25, and that'd be just perfect. 7.25 is looks good to me. So we'll just zoom out real quick. We'll take a look at a 3-year mark here. So looking on the 3-year chart, going back all the way to 2019, we saw this thing hit in January, or actually this is November of 19. And all right, while we're here, let me just switch back over. I set yesterday an alert for AMTX, which I believe is a fuel company, because this is the trend on 3 years. And I felt like this might be a good swing trade. I set an alert for, I believe, 26.26, and if it popped above that, that might be a good time to buy because this thing is moving up. So volatility, or the volume here, not a lot of volume, but it does seem to be trending upward. Currently sitting at about 9%, 8.5% on the day, up already in the first 12 minutes of the market. So this could be a good good stock to take your take a shot at today if you want to try to swing trade this. I unfortunately don't have any dry powder in my account right now. Not until I dump some options from AMC. So looks like we're going to see a pullback here. It reached a high of 26.69, and if we go out and see where the potential of this thing could go, we are at a new high. This is probably an all-time high, as a matter of fact, if we're looking on a 3 years. So 26.88 currently. Yes, we are at an all-time high, and this thing is moving. So I like this for a scalp trade. I might possibly wait for a pullback and see if it starts moving again. Looks like we're going to get some volume pushing in here. Yep, we are at 70,000 volume, 83,000 volume. So volume starting to move in. This would be a good point to buy. Let's see if I can even set an alert. I might just go ahead and pick some up here. Maybe just a couple shares just to mess around and see what happens. And currently at 26.41. Oh, it's moving again, so might not be able to make a move here. 26.65. Let's see if it keeps moving down and closes down. Alright, looks like I was able to get filled right then. Only 2 shares at an average price of $26.70. And we'll just keep our eyes on this thing and see what happens. Looks like we're going to fall down just slightly. what I'll go ahead and do is, where did I say that was at? 2670 here. Yep, here's the pullback. I should have waited just a little bit longer. So I'll go ahead and set a sell limit for about $28 and see if this thing reaches up there. My little 2 shares, $28 even. Let's go with yeah, good till close plus extended hours here. And I'll just go ahead and remove that. So it looks like we're going to fall back down. We saw some volume push in, so I should have waited just for the pullback to see what was going to happen here. Looks like we're going to find this level resistance here, or this level support at 25.99, so right about 26. So this is probably where I should have made my point. Oh, sorry. This is probably where I should have looked to buy in. Unfortunately, I was impatient and I didn't wait. So we'll see if it pushes above this. Get rid of that one there. We'll see if we can actually push past this line here. And what I'll do is I'll set an alert. We're at or above there. Alright, we'll go back over here and take a look, just let it play out. Take a look over here at AMC. So it looks like we did not meet past this level of resistance here. We could not break it. We did break down below our 2 levels of support, and currently find another level of support at $10.67, roughly thereabouts. And it looks like we're going to set a level of support right here, and we can go ahead and get rid of, you know what, this one seems to be a strong level support and resistance, so I'll keep this line here. We will remove this line, and I'll keep that one and remove this one. Kind of get this thing cleaned up a little bit, that way I just don't have lines all over the place. If I were to back out, and I think I deleted a lot of them, I most certainly did. So I used to have about 20 lines in here, all the way up from $5 up to about 14. So it looks like we're doing pretty good on CCL. This is Carnival Cruise Lines. I think we talked about this a few days ago. This is one that my brother put me on that I really like. Some decent amount of volume, nothing too crazy. See if there's any news here, because what we thought is once they reopen, see shares of stocks in reopening sectors such as travel, cruise, resource, and are trading lower potentially amid renewed lockdown measures in Europe. So said they're trading down, but that must be from yesterday, and it is. We do see some valid, some possible gains here to be made. If we'll go back out to the 180-day price point. Matter of fact, let's go out to the 3-year price. And you can see here, back in the good year of 2018, we had a high of $67.69. Currently sitting at about $26.76. And what we looked at before was that there's potential for profit here of about 42%, up to $37.87. And that's just to find this level of support that we bounced off of only one time, and possibly a second time. We got really close, but we use this as a level of resistance at one point and push this down. So I'm looking that this line will be our next level of resistance once we gap up and get this thing going. And I imagine that that's going to happen when they release some news to drive this thing up, saying that they're going to open up cruise ships again. So that's what I'm looking for. on Carnival Cruise Lines is about 42%. We'll see if it hits there. Go over here to SNDL, and then we'll take a look at Cinemark. So on the day here, good old barcode. Slightly down from where we opened about 5 minutes after market open. We opened and got a nice push up. See what kind of volume we're looking at here. Decent volume, 1.83 million right here in this minute. So not bad on the volume. We do tend to see some really good volume come out of SNDL for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe it's just because of the price that it currently trades at. But again, if anybody knows why this thing trades this way and just barcodes, I mean, this is barcoding to a T. Never really pushes up, never really pushes down. You guys let me know. So we are holding SNDL in another brokerage account. I believe our price average is about $2.13. So we are holding the bag on this. We had a run up about when was this? Early February. Hit a high of $4.87, and again, this is why we say don't chase, and I just popped a couple $100 in there thinking like, hey, you know, what if, just kind of as a gamble, knowing that I shouldn't chase, and did anyways, and then got left holding the bag. So I'm a bag holder on this one, and that is what it is. So we'll go take a look at ticker symbol CNK. This is Cinemark, and Cinemark, if we were to go back out, look at the 3-year, we can see back here we traded at a high of $43.51 back in looks like May of 2019. This looks like a good line of consolidation here. Levels of support and resistance at around the $38.50 mark. Currently trading at $21.14. Looks like we're trading down on the day. I'll look to use this level of support here at $19.39 and see if we can get a reversal and push above. We've hit this resistance a couple days and just could not, actually for a couple weeks here. This again is the 3-year 1 week chart, so every candle is a week. So it looks like over 3 weeks we tested this $24.60 and we just could not push past it. Slightly getting above, but never really closing above. Just maybe barely closing above. And then getting rejected. So on the way back down for this past week, we'll see if we actually come and touch this line and then get a reversal. But this will be a good sign just of a healthy pullback here. If we pull up the Fibonacci retracement, healthy pullback would be for a bull market, I believe, down to about 50%. So we're not even quite there. I do look to see this touch this 38.20 and then kind of trend upwards. So keep your eyes on that. But the potential here for profits within there is 6%. All the way up to there is about 14%. And if we do touch weight on here, I'm sorry, read that completely wrong. All the way from down here is about 97%. If we get a touch from here to here, we're 28%, and then from here to here, another additional 21%. So if we touch off this line and it does drive the price all the way up, this is about a 96% increase that I see for it. This is a good chance of potential profit to take. So it looks like we are not doing too well on AMC here this morning. Good solid push, got rejected by this line, and then currently just starting to trade downwards. So we broke through this level of support. Let's look for another level of support. See if we get a reversal on here over at $10.38. Again, these times where we're down, we have these red days. It's a good time to buy in. If you were looking for a point to buy in, and last week or earlier this week you saw $14. Let's go over here to the 10-day chart. You saw this hit 14.88. You're like, man, I wish I would have bought in when this thing was $10. Now's your chance. Now is your chance. And if you look at this in a macro view, you can see here we've got a slight cup and handle forming here. There's the cup. We're going back down. There's the handle, and then I'm looking to see a reversal here. So that give us not the prettiest cup and handle, but I think we're starting to see somewhat of a cup and handle forming, or even a potential W here, but an upward moving W. So still early on to tell. Not the greatest looking cup, doesn't really round out because there's not too much consolidation here to the after hours and pre-market. But nonetheless, that's what we're looking like. Potential cup and handle forming here. So it looks like we are reaching that level of support here at $10.39. Currently sitting at about $10.38. So let's see if we get a bounce off this line or if we're going to push right through. So looks like we are going to use this as a level of support and just get a push right off of it. And we'll see if we start trading sideways within this range of 1030 to 1060. Or if we can get a nice push up. So when we talk about buying on the dips, this could be one of those times. And we'll take a look over here at AMTX. Yeah, not what we want. Sometimes sometimes you have good plays, sometimes you have bad trades. Let's look at the Fibonacci retracement and kind of see where we're at here. Yeah, so not quite what we want to see on the old Fibonacci retracement. I might have to change the color of the retracement chart here just so that it doesn't blend in with the other price alert lines that I have set. Looks like we pulled back almost 65%, almost 70% here. So not really what we want to see. But now we know where our support level is going to be, right here at 25.27, and we'll see what happens. We'll see if we start testing this again at 27.44. I purchased in only 2 shares just to mess around and practice with my trading, just to show you guys it doesn't take a lot of money. You can even paper trade on the Thinkorswim platform with paper money or fake money, funny money, or you know, you got 50 bucks, you know, buy a couple shares of something, see what happens, test your technical analysis skill. I should have waited for the pullback and signs of the reversal. I did not. I was impatient, and let that be a lesson for you guys. So I'm currently in 2 shares at $26.70. And I don't know how many trades I have left. We'll just kind of keep our eyes on this here, see what happens. Looks like this is gonna, if we can break through this line here at $26. The only problem is we need a little bit more volume to push in, just like what we saw here. Unfortunately, we don't have that volume, and we might tend to trade just a little bit sideways here. If we get this push, I'd like to see this thing gap up again and try to hit this level resistance over here at $27.40 mark. Let's see if we can close this candle above this level resistance, and if we're gonna get, excuse me here, and if we're gonna get stuck here right on that one at 26.50, see if we can break through this one as well. What do you guys drink for breakfast in the morning? Do you guys drink coffee, orange juice, tea, milk, water, Gatorade, or even a beer? Let me know. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a microphone soon. Wearing this headset all day just really hurts my head. Can we get the push? Can we get the push? Yeah, it looks like we're getting rejected by this line here. Still could trade upwards though. Just can we get this push above this line? Looks like we're getting rejected. We'll see if we can close above it. If we can close above it, that would be good. Then the next gap up for us would be this 27.44 mark. But we've got to get some more volume pumped in here and try to get this candle closed out above. So when we talk about buying on the pullback, this would be almost a picture perfect setup here. The only difference here is that we're not seeing as much volume. And what you want to see is you want to see a lot more volume push into these stocks for these kind of scalp opportunities. When you just have low volume, there's just not enough buying pressure here to push up and get this thing where you want to go quickly. You want to get in and you want to get out very quickly. And you really want a news catalyst, and I don't think there's really any news catalyst on here other than yesterday we hit a 52-week high for this stock. So we'll just analyze AMTX just to remind ourselves what we're buying into here. Amethyst Incorporated is an international renewable fuels and biochemicals company. The company is focused on the production of fuels and chemicals through the acquisition, development, and commercialization of technologies that replace traditional petroleum-based products by conversion of first-generation ethanol and biodiesel plants into refineries. So they have plants in North America and India, and they make alternative fuels. Again, we like this one because they are on an all-time high. Go look at the 3-year. And this wasn't just a sudden explosion here, coming from about 75 cents all the way up to 27. This took some time. This was back in July of 2020 when we started to see this run up here. So we did get rejected by that line. We'll look to use this line as a level of support here. And I'm just using this thing for a possible scalp opportunity. I should have bought on the dip, waited for the reversal, and bought probably somewhere around here or here. However, I did not. I got a little silly and bought around here at 26.70 when I actually got filled. So no big deal. Only 2 shares. I'm just testing my trading capabilities. Go back over to AMC. AMC is still having another rough day. We started out looking very good, testing that $11.20 mark. And now we're just found this level of support here at $10.30. So looks like we are reaching oversold territory, and the blue line is about to cross the gold line on the MACD. So look for a reversal, and if we can get some volume in here, which it's not bad. Volume's not looking too bad for the day. Currently sitting at 203,000 on the minute in volume. Previous minute 302. 358, and at some point we got up to about 600. Don't think we've quite reached 1 million in volume per 1 minute yet on the day, or for a 1 minute on the day. But as you can see down here on the MACD, looks like we're about to cross this gold line. If we do, that could be a sign of a reversal. We were reaching oversold territory, so look for us to start kind of trending back upwards and get above this line here. I don't anticipate that we're going to keep selling off, seeing as how we're already oversold. Again, getting a little bit closer here to crossing the yellow indicator on the MACD. And if you guys know what that yellow indicator line is, the gold line, let me know on the MACD what to call that, or I'll just keep calling it the blue and gold lines. Take a look over here at HOG. Yesterday's high of $35.26, currently trading at about $34.29. Nothing too much going on here. Don't think there's any news, and there's not. So Nothing really going on here with Harley Davidson. I've got a limit set to sell my position here once it hits about $41.81. We'll see if it actually can reach there before the before the limit is to close on. I don't know what it says. That's today. I think it's like June or July. I have this limit to set. Just a position I'm looking to get out of. I did get an alert for FSR, so let's take a look over at FSR. That's very strange. There we go. What do we have our alert set at? $19.03, I believe. Yeah, 1903. We had an alert set for 1903 with the potential to buy in. And looks like we've got a level of support here about 1810. If you guys are looking to buy into this, you'd probably want to take a macro view and kind of see where you're at. This was over a long period of time trending upwards, and again they have a electric SUV coming out this year, I believe this year. So this may be one of those long-term plays. You might have to hold this thing for quite a while, but I think eventually this if they can get production up to Tesla numbers, I don't know how they're going to do that, or they could potentially get bought out by another car manufacturer. You can see some nice gains here. Just one I'm keeping my eye on. I don't currently hold a position. Just something I'm interested in, EV market. So it looks like American Airlines got rejected at this mark. This is probably from last week. Currently sitting at $22.86 on American Airlines. Decent amount of volume, nothing too crazy. Actually, kind of low. Let's see what the S&P 500 is looking like here. So not doing too bad. Yeah, it doesn't seem like we've got a lot of volume on the day for the market as a whole. It's not looking bad. Looks like we're probably up a little bit more than yesterday, and I anticipated that, but I did not know to what extent. Taking a look back over here at AMC, just kind of consolidating downward right now. Getting rejected by this $10.38 price line. Again, we reached oversold territory just a couple times, and we're kind of just staying right along that bottom RSI. We did cross over the gold line on the MACD, so look for that's a sign of a reversal. And you can see here we're starting to see some more buying pressure outweigh the selling pressure here. and we'll see if that kind of trends upwards, and if we can try to test this level of resistance again right here at about $10.38 mark. I'd really like to see this thing close above $11 today. Honestly, I really love to see it close above 12. That's what I'm hoping for. But we got to get some more volume in here. Take a look at Ford. Ford doesn't really do too much unless there's a dividend coming out or some news. I sold my position back in February last month. I don't currently hold any positions in Ford at the moment, but I'm looking to see them continue their growth with their electric vehicles coming out at some point soon, I hope. You can see here on the 3-year chart, got a nice run up. We can just pull from right here of about 203% over 3 years, so not a bad position to hold. Right now it looks like we're going through a little bit of a pullback. Again, this is on a 3-year 1 week time frame, so each one of these candles is 1 week. Actually, this is this is back in March of 2020, so just in 1 year we're up 227%. So if you bought a position down there at the bottom, you're looking real good right now. I held my position all the way from back around here a few years ago. I think I bought it in 2017, and then, you know, I was holding on to it for the dividend. We got down, and then when we dropped this past year, I mean, my portfolio looked like trash, hot garbage. And once we got up to where I was profitable, I took profits and got out. So it was not too long ago. I think I ended up selling for about $12 even, like that nice even number. So it was about a 23% green day for me that day. Yeah, still getting rejected here. Just not enough buying pressure. Still in oversold territory. Just kind of staying down. I think we just need a little bit more hype around this stock. AMTX looks like it's going to go through some consolidation. If we can get some pushes and some more volume in this thing, might be able to test that level of up here at 27.44. Again, we bought in a little bit too late or too soon. Didn't time the bottom right. Thought it was going to have an immediate pullback and run up, and it did not. So got in at $26.70. Currently down about 82 cents. Only 2 shares, so only down about $2. Just a little bit less, $1.70 something like that. So not bad. Just testing out the technical analysis skills. I'm gonna bring you guys over to GME. We'll take one quick look at that. Then I'm gonna take just a short break. Hit a low of $145 today. A new low for the past 2 days. And we're not seeing that much volume in GME either. Currently trading kind of sideways. Only reached oversold territory once through the day. Good buying power in here. Opportunity to scalp if you were to time it right of about 7%. Timing is key. Timing is key. Rocket not looking too great. A little bit of a sell off this morning, then a nice push up. Again, if you were to time this one right, potential for profit only about 1.95%, so not very much. And then another big sell off here for about what is this? 10 minutes or so. I'm going to leave you guys on the AMC chart just for a few moments while I'll take a quick break.
Mic off. Mic on.
All right, I'm back. Looks like we did see a lot of volume there while I left for a moment. Looks like 1.2 million in that 1 minute. So volume's starting to pick up here. We look like we've seen a bounce right here at about $10, almost $10. So we'll look for signs of reversal here. Close 2 candles up and see if we can start making that push to. If we can keep volume up, we can get that push up today. Go back and take a look at our AMTX. Not doing so hot here. Found a level of support down here at about $24. But this is fine. Even if I'm holding the bag on this one for a little bit. Again, would you rather be holding the bag on something that looks like this? Or something that looks like this? So 16 down to 2. No, I'd rather be holding the bag on something that's going trending upwards. So I'm perfectly fine with holding a little bit in here and maybe waiting for a swing trade on this thing. So if you see potential in the stock, day trade could turn into a swing trade. It's all about timing. I'm still working on that. So I didn't quite time the reversal. Should have waited for signs of reversal before I bought. And then try to look to make a quick scalp. But now I'm just kind of trending downwards. So at some point I might end up purchasing a little bit more of this stock to kind of average my position down. But I have faith that this thing is going to push. I mean, we're reaching all-time highs. Again, if we go out, let's look at the 108-day chart. We are reaching all-time highs very frequently here. So. And today we hit an all-time high, so I'm not too concerned with this. This is looking good. We should see a little bit of a pullback regardless. So not too concerned here. We'll just keep our eyes on it and watch it throughout the day and over the next few days and see what happens with this thing. Again, we purchased this over at $26.70. Only two positions here, just to mess around and test out my timing, which I got poorly. AMC did make a push over $10, so that's nice. We're seeing a little bit of reversal here. Don't know where we're going to end up. As long as we keep some volume up, we might be looking good. We'll take a look at FSR. I know FSR hit my alert and traded down. We did set a new level here at this 1810, and looks like we bounced on this twice and starting to form a nice little W here. So look to see this thing starts to trend upwards a little bit and test this level of resistance here at 1893. But if we go back and look at the 180-day chart here on Fisker, I do not currently own a position here with a nice little run up over a couple days and then a really hard pullback. So this one's really risky and just continue to trade down. So this one is a very risky play, not something that I actually would buy into right now. I am keeping an eye on this for long term, the potential with the EV sector. We'll take a look at Tesla, speaking of EVs. So Tesla currently down to $652 today. That was the low for the day. High yesterday, pre-market of 681. Not looking too good for Tesla at the moment. But again, when we reach these dips, could be times to buy in. Looks like we're going to consolidate just a little bit here around 6.5. We'll take a look over at Fisker just to see if anything has updated. Don't think that it has in the last 30 minutes, but we'll just give it a short. So short share availability actually has went up Short borrow fee rate at 3.49. Don't remember what it was at this morning. So we're looking pretty good. A little bit of a pullback there and another trend upward. So this could be some signs of some good momentum. As long as we can keep volume in this thing, we're going to keep pushing upwards, I think. We'll look over at GME just to see what GME's price action is doing on the day. GME seems to be forming a nice little big W here. So we'll see if this shows some signs of some upward momentum here. And while we're here, we'll do a little stock scan. So got all the numbers still put in from yesterday. Low of $5 up to a high of $60. Minimal volume of 1 million. We can actually change that down to, let's go with about 500,000 and scan it. Let's just see what comes up. So nice little run up here at APTO. Let's take a look at APTO. And yeah, not bad. A lot of movement in the after hours. Not sure there's any news here. Aptos Biosciences Incorporated. APTO shares are trading higher after the company reported fourth quarter earnings results. Oppenheimer analyst Matthew Biegler, forgive me if I pronounced it wrong, also maintains Aptos with an outperform and raises the price target from $8 to $9. So we'll keep our eyes on this one. Looking pretty good on the day. A little bit of a pullback. If we were to set a Fibonacci retracement here, healthy bull action pullback here. Looks like it's going to start trending downwards. We'll see if it gets a bounce off the 50% and continues upwards, or if it just stays kind of stagnant here. Sometimes you got to be quick in and out with these things, and this looks like it could be one of those. So not too bad. Reached the high of 727 previously. Almost hit that high again. I think that was today. Yeah, 720. So getting close to its previous high over the 180-day mark, and looks like that was its level of resistance that it just couldn't quite get to. A little bit of a slow day here so far. We'll go back to our scan, see what else we can see. AMTX, which we currently hold a little position in, where'd it go? It disappeared really quickly. It's up about $1.42 on the day. There we go. Up about 6.34%. So moving back upwards a little bit. And man, this chart just keeps moving along. Currently sitting at 25.21 on AMTX. Cinemark Holdings up 1.21%, and I think CCL was up on the day as well. Cinemark is CNK for those of you who are interested. American Airlines up about 2.25% on the day. And let's check anything else here. AUVI currently up about 14% on the day. Change of $1.41 in the positive. AUVI, let's see if I can get that chart pulled up. So must have had some news. Low of $9.51 in the after hours. currently at $11.15. So hit a high in the after hours and pre-market of $13.97. Kind of just trading sideways. All right, so here's the news catalyst that helped push this thing up, and it says, or reads, Applied UV, which is AUVI, the ticker symbol. Shares are trading higher after the company announced it partnered with the Boston Red Sox to install the Aeroside air quality improvement system at Fenway Park and JetBlue Park. So, got a big contract there for them. That's a nice news catalyst that you want to see. This came out at 8:25, right before bell. But it really has fallen flat since it reached. So on opening, could have been a good time to buy. If you're watching, these news catalysts very closely, and you're in on this, there's potential here to make a little bit of profit. About 18%. Not bad. My number is 5. 5% is what I look for. That's what I like to take. Unless I'm holding long term and I believe in the company, then I'll take a lot more than that. We'll go take a look over at GME, see if GME is having any better luck than AMC. No, set a new low for the day, 143.85. Just kind of consolidating down. We thought we were going to see a W form in here. Unfortunately, we did not. We just see descending W. Rough day for both AMC and GME, and man, just looks nasty. We had a good little push up to about $11 this morning, and then man, just a nasty pullback. Got a bounce here at about 10.65, and then just kind of continued downward and consolidating right now about that $10 mark. So volume picked up for a little bit there to 1.2 million, roughly about 10.18, and then we're just kind of trading downwards or sideways as I was. A lot of red on the board today for me. Sensonics down on the day, hit a low of 285, currently sitting at 289. Just a little trading sideways after a little push down. So, seeing all this, I'm expecting to see more volume pick up in the afternoon when people see the price of some of these stocks. AMC for one. If you would have thought last week that you could get a $14 stock for $10, would you have taken it? Yeah. So we've added to our position a couple times here. Currently on AMC, I'm holding 300 shares at an average price of $8.68. Profit loss of about $406. I'm down $187 on the day. So just a slow bleed for the last 3 or 4 days. I think I was up at one point about $1,600 on AMC. Down all the way to $400 profit. So still in the green. And still holding strong, still adding to my position. Got a nice round, even number here at 300. And we'll look to buy more on Friday. So it looks like we're just going to consolidate here for just a little bit and see what happens. AMTX, we entered a position this morning at $26.70. We chased it just a little bit. Didn't quite wait for the pullback, and now we're holding a bag here, but this for me is more of a swing trade now. Could have been a day trade, still can be a day trade if we get some volume to push back into it. We saw a lot of volume here early on, right after opening, and then we just kind of settled down. If we can see some volume this afternoon and push this thing back up, but we are reaching all-time highs every day. We'll go take a look at the 10-day chart here, and you can see 10 days looking really healthy. So it was about time that we did have a little bit of a pullback, so I'm not worried one bit at this. I've got a limit set to sell this. This is about 5% for me. So even if it turns into a day trade, 5% over 2 days. And again, I'm only holding 2 positions here at an average price of $26.70 just to practice my technical analysis and my timing. So I didn't quite time it right, but that's hey, that's why I'm practicing. And with this thing trading the way that it's trading on a 1 year, you guys can see what this is doing. This is the kind of stock that I would prefer to be practicing on, something that is going up and trending upwards. So don't want to trade on something that's going down and try to practice there. I'm okay with this. If I don't make it today, maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day, but we are reaching all-time highs, and we reached one today, this morning. So it's only healthy that a stock has a pullback and then continues to run upward. So not worried the least bit here. Hog just kind of consolidating sideways here. Actually, a little bit of a downtrend here. Not too good. Harley Davidson's had a lot of trouble, and I don't think they have any news. Nope. I'm really hoping that their EV sector just kind of, or EV division in their company, they got a chief electric vehicle officer, which is a new position for them. Not too long ago, actually there was some news about it. They named Ryan Morsey as their chief electric vehicle officer March 10th. So they're really putting more people over there. What's the word I'm looking for? Sorry guys, I'm a little tired this morning. Didn't sleep too well. But they are putting more assets over in the electric vehicles, and we'll see if they revamp the Livewire. So not too sure on Livewire sales. We can actually look that up and just kind of see. I'm personally really interested in the Livewire or the electric vehicle market. So let's see if we can find out. See if we can find some sales numbers here. Gotta love the Motley Fool. They really beat down anything that you actually like. So, while the number of Harley-Davidson motorcycles has shipped and sold during the third quarter will still be an important topic of discussion when the bike maker reports results on October 22nd, it's likely the decision to halt production and delivery of the Livewire electric motorcycle is going to dominate the conference call with analysts. So I know that they did. They halted production. This was back in 2019. However, the bike did continue production. This is a very old source here, dated October 18, 2019, so maybe not the best source that we want to look for, but nonetheless, it gives a couple of numbers you guys can look up in here if you would like to see their sales growth. Actually, there's a little chart here of them trending downwards, but with the Livewire, and as you can see in my background here, the new Harley-Davidson Pan America that's going to be released in May. It's already in production. The specs have already been announced. It will be released in May. Actually, you guys can't even see that. I'll just pull up a photo here. Looks like you can see it. We'll go take a look at their website anyway. So, cool looking bike. It's their Adventure Touring line, which is a new line for Harley Davidson, and they're trying to bring new riders into the market, into the American-made motorcycle market, which there aren't very many American-made motorcycles. Indian being their competitor, owned by Polaris. This has a new engine. It's a 1250cc engine. I believe this is a liquid-cooled engine. Most of their engines on at least the touring lineup, for most of the touring lineup and below, are air-cooled engines. So liquid cool is not something Harley typically does. They keep a V-twin 45-degree angle engine, as you can see here with the V, and you kind of see where the radiator sits here. But nonetheless, they are introducing more features and newer bikes into the market to broaden their horizons for newer riders and newer customers. So we can take a look at the EV, which is what we got talking about. So it's a very expensive bike, starting at 39 grand. Really wish you guys would have some specs here. Got a few color options here. Not a bad looking bike. And if you guys are familiar with Ewan McGregor and his Long Way Round series, where him and his buddy Charlie Borman traveled the world on BMWs. They did the Long Way Around, which is their first motorcycle trip, and they recorded it as a documentary in motovlog style. They rode I think it was BMW GS 1200s. Forgive me if I'm mistaken on the model. They rode that around the world from England all the way around through Russia. Took a plane to Alaska from the tip of Russia, and then from Alaska to New York, where they ended their trip. I believe it took them almost 6 months to do so. On the second one, they went Long Way Down, where they rode from Scotland all the way down to South Africa. And then on this one, they're riding from, I believe, Argentina up to Los Angeles, purely on electric motorcycles. So they took the Harley-Davidson Livewire and they retrofitted it with some spoke wheels. You can see in the photo, a little bit of dirt tires. Threw some other things on here to make it more of a touring bike that can handle the terrains that they ride on. So if you guys are interested, check that out. The city range on this thing is 146 miles. What's at the highway range? Well, you'd think city miles is stop and go. Anyhow, so just about 100 miles what you get per charge. So not the greatest, but if you're commuting, this bike will be perfect. So just a cool looking bike, and I think if they continue with a next generation, because as right now, throughout the years, they only have this one model. So if they can produce a newer model, maybe update the battery life, they have a couple of ride modes, maybe make this thing a little bit bigger or something. It looks good in person, but it does look a bit small. Good bike for commuting, I think. I don't know how these guys rode from Argentina to LA on these bikes, but again, they retrofitted them to make them more capable for their longer journey. And then if we were to look at the what I talked about yesterday, I don't even know if it's going to be on here. Here we go. They're e-bicycles, so this is where they're trying to get kids and adults into the electric world, the EV market here. So Harley's really pushing electric bicycles. And where's the kids ones? Maybe here we go. The Iron 12 and the Iron 16, and I think that's the age range. Maybe it's not. All right, this is for a 3 to a 5-year-old, and it's just a balance bike, no pedaling, just a electric little bicycle, right? So you can imagine these kids, they grow up riding a Harley-Davidson electric bike, and you know, then they get a little bit older. This one's for 5 to 7-year-olds. And then maybe when they're a teenager, they get a bike, which I don't believe that these bikes are currently out yet. We'll take a look here. Yeah, it is now. We don't want that on. See, Fernando Ramirez says, how much has AMC lost you? I'm actually still in the green on AMC. Last time I checked, about $400. Heard Electric Street Glide for next year. Yeah, this is a stock channel, but we are currently looking into the electric vehicle market. So just talking about the potential Harley-Davidson has as electric vehicle manufacturer and their potential. So not a cheap bike, about $4,000 for this little beach cruiser here. But it says it goes up to 28 miles an hour, so would be pretty fun. Still very expensive, But you guys can see the progression. You start with a little bike as a kid, work your way up, and then eventually you are now on the live wire as an adult. So we'll see what Harley Davidson does in the future. Excuse me, but I think that there's potential here for Harley Davidson as an electric bicycle manufacturer or motorcycle manufacturer. There's not too many others in the market. I mean, there's quite a few, but not as big as Harley Davidson. Matter of fact, there are none as big as Harley Davidson. Zero would probably be the next largest manufacturer of electric vehicles or electric motorcycles, but they're not even close to Harley Davidson. We will probably start to see more sport bikes become electric vehicles. I think the MotoGP has a Moto E class now that they rolled out in 2019 or 2020. I think last year, 2020, was their first season. I think it was only like 6 races. Really cool to watch. Kind of odd because it is so quiet. So our AMTX here looks like we are starting to get a big push upward. So we currently set at 2 positions, $26.70. So getting back to where we bought in at, didn't time the bottom right, kind of bought in and chased this thing, but we see potential for there to run up. I've got a limit set to sell at about $27.99. Actually, it's 28. 28, so that's roughly about 5% for me from the 26.70 mark. So we'll see if we continue to get up. We broke this level of resistance here. We kind of tested it, broke through a little bit, and it rejected us. We broke through now, so we'll see if we can continue on upward and we can get up to this $28 mark today. Again, 27.44 is the all-time high, so we are currently breaking all-time highs. So if we just look at a macroscopic perspective on this 100-day chart, this is the kind of stock you would want to buy into. This isn't like an up and a down or a very quick up. This is over time. This thing is moving up, and it's going to continue to move up, in my opinion. So AMC looks like it kind of bottomed out here, just about the $10 mark, just under 10. Look at all these green candles. So this is some good news. We need to see more volume in this stock to get this thing up. I think we need to close above 10.50 today. I'd really like us to close above $11 today. If we can close above 11, I'd be very happy. Currently sitting with 300 shares, average price of $8.68. Currently up $472 in the green on this stock. Still down about 120 on the day, but a lot better than what we saw yesterday, where I was down about 600 yesterday. So still net positive on this position, and we're holding for the long term here. Just holding. Take a look over at GME, see what GameStop's doing. Remember, we were looking at this W and kind of did not seem to form. So we were looking to see a W here form and continue up. We did not see that. AMC here, not doing too much, kind of rounding out. We'll see what happens here if we start to get a little push up. We'll take a look at the bag here. Only have 2 shares here. Long, average price of $29.65. This one I'm holding the bag, down about $12.98 net loss. Don't care about that. Look over at AT&T and see how AT&T is doing. AT&T is looking pretty good today. Just little fluctuations. Seems like we get kind of stalled out right here, about $30.15 or so. About to test it again here very shortly, or 30.20. About to test it again here, making a nice push up. Yeah, not even a percent. Just kind of really trading sideways. I know it looks like it's a big fluctuations, but it's really not. Only within about 20-cent range. Not really able to scalp that, in my opinion, not unless you have a large account. We'll take a look at Carnival Cruise Lines because we were trading upward just a little bit. We see a high of 27.50 2 days ago in the after hours. And here you can see a nice little formation of W, not picture perfect, but it is a W nonetheless. And you can see a little cup and handle here forming. So we'll see what happens here. Again, if we go look at this macroscopically on the 100-day chart, you know, we're trending upwards. It was about time for a little bit of a pullback here. But if we look at a 3-year chart, we have potential of, you know, if we were to ever reach this again in 2018, the heyday here, so to speak, at least on this 3-year chart, 67, 69, big potential here to make some profit. It's about 140%. So even if we can get back up to where I think is more than likely where we were trading sideways before the pandemic hit, so somewhere right in this range here, and if we were to even take the lower level, which I have set here at about, where's that price level? 39.89. So if we were to take this from just kind of where we're currently at, 39.89, we're looking at 41%. So at the bare minimum, I think once we get this news catalyst that they are going to reopen the cruise lines, I think we get that push up and we start to trade and test this level of resistance here at 39.89, and that's 40% away from where we currently sit. So big potential here to make profit on CCL, Carnival Cruise Line. So you just got to keep your eye on the news and see what happens. They started to trade a little bit lower in the after hours because there's some pandemic stuff going on in Europe. So not fully open yet over there. But I'm looking for this thing to get to start trending upward. And you can kind of see it starting this year when vaccines are starting to roll out. We're starting to get that move upwards, a healthy move as well, because we see an upward trend, then a bit of a pullback and consolidation, an upward trend, a little bit of a pullback. We'll see it consolidate here before I think it moves up. And if we get that news catalyst, this thing could rocket up. So for me, this is a good buy here, especially right now during the pullback. Look at Cinemark Theaters. I know that they were trading up on the day. Currently, looks like they're up about 35 cents on the day. Nothing too spectacular. Whereas CCL is actually up $1.32. Looks like we're getting ready to test this level here, which would be healthy price action, right? So this is still on the 3-year, 1-week chart. We're going through a period of pullback right now. But if we were to look on the 1-day, 1 minute, you can see there could be some opportunity here to scalp this thing there for only about 2.5%. Going back to AMC here, just starting to consolidate. Still just need more volume to push into this this stock and kind of push this over, but not looking too bad. Above 200,000 for these couple minutes here. But it is a tasty price point. And if we can close out this AMTX position very shortly, I may just dump those funds over here into AMC and kind of average my position up just slightly. Just add a couple shares. So if you can see here, yes, when we look at this thing, we see this huge run up here. This was around the Wall Street Bets time frame here when GameStop went to crazy numbers like almost $500 a share. You can see we pushed up and then we pushed right back down. We had a nice little squeeze here. However, we consolidated down here at about 550 for quite some time, and this is when I first was introduced into AMC and bought a few shares. Scalped it a couple times on the way up. But if we set a Fibonacci retracement here from where we consolidated about 550, excuse me. We're looking for a nice healthy pullback, and we're just about that point at 50% here. So still a healthy pullback. We haven't hit below the 50% line on the Fibonacci retracement. And look for us to get a bounce and reversal right off of that line here, right about the $10 mark. So, and continue on upwards. I'm perfectly happy with this. The longer we hold, the harder it becomes for the hedges to cover their shorts. So I'm holding. Remove that drawing there. We'll go back in microscopically speaking here. And not too bad. It looks like we're getting ready to test this level of resistance here at $10 and about 40 cents. We traded just underneath it for a few minutes earlier this morning, and we found some support down here at 993. So see if we can get a break up above this. I really like to see it test this level at 1067 and get a break above that. And if we can stay above that for the rest of the day and hopefully start trending upwards, the one thing we need again, more volume, more volume, more volume. So you can see on the RSI and the MACD RSI, we're not in oversold territory yet. So just a slow growth, which is good for us. Kind of separate ourselves for a little bit here when we crossed over the gold line on the MACD, and still just still have more buying power than selling power down here. So starting to taper off a little bit, but we'll see if we can do like earlier and trend back upwards. So AMTX starting to go on the move again, and we'll take a quick look over here. We did break this level of resistance here, about $26.50. So we'll look for it to close and then continue to run up, because the next gap to be filled above this line here is the high for the day at about $27.25. I have my limit set at about $28. That was roughly 5% for me. So there's 2670. So roughly 4.88%, which is fine. Nice even number at 28. But we've got to get past this first level resistance here. That's 2803. I actually might reset that just to give me that that number, 2803. Just to set me up. I'll just edit this down here. My only 2 shares. Actually, I could have clicked this and clicked 100% of my position. At 2803 on the day, and we'll just put this good to close plus extended hours, confirm, and set that. So now that's our 25%, or I'm sorry, our 5% here. We just got to get a push up, and if you time this right, you could have got a much better buy-in than what I got. I timed it very poorly and purchased way too high. Scalping opportunities though, if you saw the consolidation here and then started to see the reversal, where we currently set, there's your 5%. Could have been in and out already. Unfortunately, my timing was not right. That's what I'm working on. That's why I only purchased two positions, just to work on my timing. I really thought this was going to continue upward. I didn't think it was going to be so short. So we'll see what happens here. And we're breaking above that line here, working to close above and stay above this level of resistance right here at about 26.48. All right, we now are net positive on the, well, not anymore. We did close above the level resistance. Let's see if we continue on upwards. So it looks like I'm currently down about 48 cents. $0.14. So not looking to make a fortune here, but for me it's not about the dollar amount, it's more about the percentage amount. So looking to make about 5%. Again, if we take a look here, 26.70 is where I purchased in at. Can't quite seem to land on it. And to get that 5%, we need to be just about 28.03. So there's our 5% here. If I were to time it right, would have bought here on the pullback and waited for the consolidation and the reversal, and probably got in right around here and gotten filled about 25.30, 25.40, and then rode that up and could have been in and out already for a quick scalp here. There's 5.5%, so could have been in and out, but unfortunately I bought in right around somewhere on this candle. I thought it was going to pull and then kind of shoot back up. I should have just waited for the reversal, the pullback consolidation reversal. Could have bought in a couple of other times, maybe one right here, but you never know what a stock's going to do. So practice makes perfect, and when something just goes the way that it goes, kind of is what it is. So we'll look to test this level at 27.44 here, currently sitting at 26.77. Probably net positive 14 cents right now on the stock. Maybe a little bit more now. And I'll just leave that there and let it do its thing. Let it do its thing. Take a look back at AMC and see where we sit currently with AMC. So going through a little period of consolidation here. Just kind of floating around this 1030 mark. Breaking below $10, I believe, once or twice this morning. Looks like during 3 candles here. Just about 3 minutes, and then pushing back upwards. So AMTX not doing too bad. We were looking at this position yesterday, and I set an alert for it to cross above $26.26, which was its previous high. As you can see right here, we touched it twice. And I set that there. It's 26.21, 26.26. All right, so I set the level there for an alert. We traded down for the rest of the afternoon. And if this is an indication on how it's going to go again today, we might see this touch twice and trade off again. So there's once, we're getting back up there for the second time. We might see it get rejected and then start kind of trading downwards for the rest of the day. So we'll keep our eye to see how it compares to yesterday. But I had a level, a price alert set for 26.26 for if it were to break this, which would have been an all-time high, to go ahead and take a look. And that's what we bought in. We hit 26.26, got up to 27.44. Thought this thing might really start to shoot up because where is it going to get to? At that point, it's a new ball game. There is no level higher, right? So where's it going to go? So just kind of bought a little FOMO hit, and I bought at 26.70. We traded back down. I should have waited for it to pull back, and instead I just kind of bought on the run up and you know, got burned just a bit, but I didn't sell, so I didn't lose. So currently only up about 18 cents on the position, but green is green. So right now we're seeing a good healthy run up. Look for a pullback again. We'll set it there. Look for this thing to start to pull back here, possibly back down to $26 even. Or more than likely, shoot, 26.15 or so. And that'd actually be a good healthy pullback for this position. SNDL still barcoding like always. Carnival Cruise Line is currently up 1.34% on the day to $26.66. American Airlines up almost 1% on the day, just about 0.75%, sitting currently at $23.05. Go back to old GME, and GME still trading down right now. Currently hit a new low for the day at $142. So GME not looking too good, kind of looking pretty rough, just like AMC. However, AMC is kind of battling back up. And I believe most of this is due to their fourth quarter financials that were released. They missed their mark. By how much, I don't quite know. We'll see if there's some news about it. Here's an article. For their estimate. Which article is this here? And then it says GameStop turned to e-commerce needed to offset store closing. So we already knew they were starting to close stores down. They closed one of the stores here I have in my town. Actually, yeah, just one store. So we still have 3 stores in town, and we're a small city. And we still have 3 GameStops. So that's just immediately. There's actually a 4th one a little bit farther up in the next town over, but that's a small town. So just out the next town over, we have a 4th one here. So it looks like analysts temper their 2021 expectations for GameStop after the company said holiday quarter sales fell due to the hundreds of coronavirus-related store closing. Of course it did. Wedbush Securities lowers its revenue estimate, and Bard lowers its adjusted EPS as the video game retailer shop continues to grapple with industry changes such as a trend of people increasingly downloading games over the internet. GameStop didn't provide guidance for the current quarter or full year, but reiterated plans to improve its prospects by making its decade-old brick-and-mortar business more technology-centric. Given the importance of used game sales to GameStop's margin, Bard assumes one change will be the creation of an e-commerce substitute for its current in-store buy-sell-trade model. GameStop shares are off 19% to $146.79. They're actually even lower than that now, hitting this low of 142. So currently sitting at 143, 142.96 now. Going back to our girl AMC. Looks like we got some slow movement here, but we're moving upward. We're moving in the right direction. I like to see that. Currently sitting at $10.30. Our AMTX looks like it's going through its pullback now. We'll see if it continues to pull back down. Where I said it might even pull back down to would be 26.15, which is a little bit lower. It hit 26.26, and I'm thinking it might even go a little bit lower. So we'll see if it consolidates here and continues to rise and touch this level of resistance here at 27.44 or about 27.26 or not. Again, we currently hold 2 positions here. Long at $26.70, currently down 4 cents between the 2 positions. But it's bouncing back and forth. So if we look macroscopically at this 180-day chart, I mean, we're up over the 180 days about 534%. So I like it. Even if we have a pullback for a couple days, I'll just swing trade this and let it run up a little bit more before I take profit. Got it set for 5%. Might even hold on or even add to my position. And see if I can trade more than just the 2 shares here. And there we go. So testing this level here at 26.27, bouncing off of it twice. That's good. The more times we bounce off of it, the stronger the support becomes, and it's a higher support level. I would rather set up here than way down here at the support level. So it looks like we're testing that there. 26.27, looking to be a level of support. FSR got down to a low of 1810. It's starting to trade upward. Look at this nice little W here. Looks nicer when you zoom out just a touch. You can see this nice W forming. Little consolidation, almost like a WW, right? W, W, and then up. So almost even a cup and handle, very tiny, real shallow cup and handle here, forming on this one. But without any news, I think we'll just start to trade sideways on FSR. Yeah, I think we set this pullback here. Should see it kind of trade around here. This looks like an area where it had traded for a few days before. Should look to trade up here again and possibly even come back down to its original starting point here a few weeks ago, back in the beginning of January, or hell, a few months ago now. Carnival Cruise Line's up 1.7%, or $1.70 on the day. I think they were up a little bit more earlier. Let's see if they dropped down just a little bit. No, actually reaching new highs for the day. Getting a lot of volume in here, a lot of volume. 1.7 million there, 884,000 there. Let's see if any news was released here. Shares of stocks in reopening sectors such as airlines, cruises, hotels, and leisure are trading higher as investors anticipate a travel rebound amid the COVID-19 vaccine rollout. So, sounds like people are starting to get this thing moving now. So, no real news of substance, but we do have a little bit of news. And look at this. This is the volume you would like to see on this. Huge volume, but pushed up very quickly and started to sell off very quickly, equally as quickly. Again, still time to make some money here. Have to go out to the 3-year, I guess. Still plenty of time to make some profit here from where it's at. I've got a price point set here where we have been consolidating at. Up to where I think at minimum it could reach 43% profit here, which is, and the reason I picked this line here at this just about $40 mark, $39.89, is that if you look back here before the pandemic hit, we were on a downward trend over the last 5 years. So that's the way it looks like, actually. Yeah, so not looking too good on the 20-year. This was actually back in 2018. We're at all-time highs. Go back to the 3-year. So the reason I picked this line of potential is that we already had bounced here once before, and then we used this as our level of support, and it kind of pushed us down below this. So I think this is a good line, an indicator to show before the pandemic. This is our bottom line of where we were at. So that's why I think there's potential here once cruises open up that we can make this 43%. Potentially going back up. I think we had, if we're to go all the way back up, that's 141%. So a lot of potential here in Carnival Cruise Lines, ticker symbol CCL. AMC down just a little bit on the day, about 0.5%. Actually, that's 43 cents. We'll take a look over here at TKAT. And TKAT, yeah, just slowly bleeding out. We had a really quick run up, starting at about 5.5. This is like 4 or 5 days ago. This is on the 16th, and just a quick run up. So I'm looking to see a quick pullback as well. Potentially stopping the pullback right about here. It looks like we touched this line twice, once in market and one in the after hours at roughly about $40 here. But who knows where this is going to be. These NFT plays are very tricky. With no news that has come out, really nothing. I mean, there was news saying that there's no news. So with Carnival Cruise Line being up $1.60 and Cinemark Theaters being up, or Cinemark Holdings being up about 28 cents on the day. A little bit down from where it was previously earlier, reaching looks like a high of 21.42. Currently sitting at $21 even, so just a bit down. AMC still down about 44 cents. And our AMTX looks like it was rejected, but it did bounce off this line level of resistance here. And if we set a Fibonacci retracement just about here, gosh, so much red here, we can see that healthy level of pullback. We didn't even quite get to the 50% mark, and then we started to trend back upward. So I know it's hard to see, but from where we started, this little mini run reached the top, and then we pulled back not even halfway. So good buying pressure still in this stock, and some good volume here. So this is what you want to see for a healthy bull run here. And it looks like we've been streaming for just about an hour and 47 minutes. I will probably get off here in the next few minutes, take a quick break, maybe check out some news, make another video, and then hop back on later this afternoon for the closing bell and to kind of recap where we're at on AMC. Before we go, we'll take another look at AMC just to see where we sit. I'll keep you guys filled on the AMTX on the position that we took. Again, what could have been a day trade and still can be a day trade is looking like it's turned into a swing trade. I guess I should click back over then. Okay, was not trying to add a symbol there, but all right. What was looking like a quick day trade, scalp, and which still could be, but I didn't time the bottom right. Could have scalped it through here, or really once it came back down, consolidated, and we got signs of reversal, could have scalped through here for a good, even if we consolidated, we started to see sign of reversal, bought in here, started to see a little bit of pullback. There's 3.8, let it pull back just a touch, continued on up, there's 5.8%, so quick little 5-6% what you could have done. Still looks like this thing is going to keep trending back upwards here, so not looking too bad. Using this level of support as resistance right now, and we'll see if we can get pushed over, but holding two positions long at average price of 26.70 just to practice our day and swing trades here. But closing out over here at AMC, currently sitting at $10.17, so not looking too hot, just kind of floating around in this range here. Not doing too much, so staying above $10 on the day. Would really like to see it push up to 11 and close above 11 today. Still can do that. Still plenty of time. We actually closed yesterday at about $10.46, so I would like to see us close above where we closed yesterday. But we previously opened at roughly about $11.45, somewhere around there. Ended up pushing over the $12 mark, almost the $12 mark yesterday morning. But really for the past few days, kind of down from 3 days ago, 4 days ago when we were at $14. So that's fine. Let's look at a 5-day here. Yeah, riding down. Look at a 20-day. We'll set something from here. Probably not the best point to put this Fibonacci here. Actually, sorry there. We'll just set that there. Yeah, probably not the best. We end up pulling back just a touch below where we want to, but this is a volatile stock because it is a meme stock. So pulled back just a little bit more than what we want. Seeing a little bit of pullback and then possibly a continue downward, or we're going to consolidate right here and hopefully push back up. that looks like it's going to be it for me for just a little bit, a couple hours. I'll get off here and eat some breakfast, drink a cup of coffee, do some things I got to do around the house. Keep my eyes on AMTX, which we hold a position in, and AMC, and just see where we end up throughout the day. If anything guys want me to check out, please just shoot me a message on over here on Facebook or on Twitter, or just leave a comment in the video. Anyways, thanks for watching and peace.
Mic off.